Hi, welcome back to the Balloon Laboratory. Now I'm going to show you how to make some of the fun balloons that we used in our story today. Now, when you go to tell your story, we had our balloons blown up ahead of time. You can pump them up as you go, but it slows your story down. And you notice that we didn't tie all our balloon creations as we told the story. We only did some of them. The nice balance gives it more energy and keeps your story moving along. So the first creature that we're going to learn how to make is the balloon dinosaur. Now there's several different ways you could make your balloon dinosaur. You could use two balloons, make a really big fat one. But to keep it simple, we'll just make a one balloon dinosaur. So we're going to blow up our balloon until it's about that, got that much left on the end. Half an inch. And we'll let a little air out, soften the balloon. And then we're going to take and we're going to measure down about that far, which is, I have a tape measure this time, which is, about 10 inches. So we can have a head and a long neck. We're going to put a pinch twist, or not a pinch twist, we're going to just twist it. And then we're going to come down and we're going to make another twist and bring that back up and make a leg. So we have a 10-inch balloon bubble, and then we have two that are about 5 inches long. And we're going to make another one that's 4 inches long or so. And then we'll make two more that are about 5 inches long. And then, now we have our basic dinosaur. We just grab the 10-inch bubble and we bend it, and we have a little left over from the tail. Now, this can work for a dinosaur, but I like my dinosaur's tails to be down. So you can either try stuffing this down between those leg bubbles, but sometimes that makes your dinosaur's back end pop up. So what I do is I just make a little bubble right here and add a pinch twist. So you make a little bubble like that, and then you grab it, pull it up, and twist it. It's also called an ear twist, because it looks like a teddy bear's ear. But now, our dinosaur's tail will stay down better. And so now he looks more like a dinosaur. Well, in our case, it was a girl. It's Debbie the dinosaur. And now you can draw eyes on your long-necked dinosaur. And so, that's how we make our dinosaur for our story. Okay, so a while back in our newsletter we showed you how to make the dogs. What I would recommend is to make them a little tinier than most dogs, so you put a little less air in them, and it's just a matter of changing the proportions so that one looks a little bigger than the other one. I tried to make this one a little bigger than that one, and he is, but not too much. They're kind of close to the same age. And so you can just go back and check out the previous newsletter on how to make the dogs, and that'll help you with that. Okay? Thanks. Okay, so that brings us to our palm tree. You're going to blow up your balloon so you have about an inch of uninflated balloon. And then you come up about, I don't know, maybe 14 inches, 13. And you do that. And then you can grab the end and bring it down here and twist it off. So you're making a giant spyglass. I see you. Alright, and then what you're going to do is you kind of bring it down, and you want to break this into thirds. So you'll make a loop about close to 5 inches on a side, maybe 8 inches for this one. And you twist it, and then you come down, and you make, and this one you can just split that in half, like that, and twist it, and there you go, you have a palm tree. Then you just take it, bend your leaves down so it looks a little more palm tree, and there you go, an easy palm tree. Prettier than I did it in the story. Now this next one is a little more complex. We're going to make the Christmas tree. To make the Christmas tree, it requires, if none of your balloons break, you're going to need 2 green 260s. It can either be the lime green or the regular green, but you need 2 greens and 260s and 1 yellow 260. Okay? Oh, and very important, for this one, you're going to need a pair of scissors. Okay? So, I'll be back in a minute to show you how to do it. Hi, okay, for the Christmas tree, we're going to use a 260. We're going to inflate it. It doesn't really matter how much you inflate the first one. You want to have mostly full, but not all the way full, because we're going to cut it and let some air out anyway. So we're going to make the stem be about that big, which is, let's see, about 4 inches, 3.5. Then we're going to make a loop where the side is about 4 inches per side, so the total loop will be about 8 inches. Oh, that's a little big, so we'll just pull it down like that, so we get our 4-inch loop. 4 inches on the side. Yep, pretty close to 4 inches. And then we're going to tie that off, twist it off, and now we're going to take this balloon and just lay it around so we get another loop the same size. So even if we don't have it exactly 4 inches, it's pretty close. And we pull it up, and so we've made like a sword. Like there's a handle, and it's just basically a sword at this point. Now, what we're going to do, and where it gets a little different, is we're going to make a little tiny bubble, about 1 inch or less, probably a half-inch bubble. And then we're going to make another loop, and this loop is going to be just a little bit smaller than our last loop. And we will twist it off. And then we're going to make another one on the other side, about the same size. Twist it off. There we go. And that'll give us our staggered pattern. Now, I have a lot of balloon left, but I found through trial and error that it works best if at this point I just twist off this end and cut it. And then let the air out, grabbing right here where it attaches so that it doesn't inflate past that, and just tie that off in a knot. Okay? Now we're going to cut off the excess, and so we have something that looks like this. And now we take our next 260 and we blow it up. Now again, we're not going to use the whole balloon. Seems like a waste. It seems like I should be able to get the whole thing out of one balloon, but it's just not quite enough. Now, we tie it off, we take the nozzle end, and we wrap it around those two right there. So just come up and wrap it around. Just like that. So it's attached there. So now we have a really weird floppy sword. Okay, now we're going to make another little half-inch bubble, and we're going to make another little tiny loop that's a little bit smaller than the last one, and then we're going to make another one on the other side. Alright, there you go. Kind of looks like rattlesnake rattles if you've ever seen them. At this point, you could pinch it off, and that could be your tree. You could have a 3-petal tree. Now, our trees, we had 4 petals, so I'm going to try one more set of petals. Squish the air out so it's nice and soft. Do our really tiny bubble again, and then we're going to make a teeny tiny loop. So it's almost like a pinch twist. And then we'll make another little tiny loop. Twist that off. There we go. Alright, now there we go. We have a Christmas tree with a really, really tall top. So what we're going to do is we're going to pinch off so we have a little bit of a top here. A little tiny bit of a sticky up part, because Christmas trees tend to have a little sticky up part. See, look, that one has a little sticky up part. And so, uh-oh, mine came undone. So I have to undo it. Put some air back. What'll probably happen is I didn't get a tight enough air pressure. I had it too soft down here, and so it squished away. Because you need it a little bit tight to trap the air and keep it from going anywhere. There we go. There's our tree. Now let's put our little tippy top on. We're going to make 2 bubbles, because if we don't, when we break it, that could split all the way down to there. It might not happen, but sometimes it does when we explode this. So just pop that. Make sure we don't pop it towards anybody. Now you want to leave a little bit longer piece here on top so that we can get our ornament on top, our little star or whatever we're pretending it is. We're just going to do a little ball, and then if you want to, you can draw a star or some other shape on there if you want, but I like just the yellow ball. It's bright and it makes it feel Christmassy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our yellow 260, and we're just going to put a little air in it. If you have a scrap of yellow 260, and you wouldn't have to use yellow, you can use a different color. But we just put a little tiny air in. That's too much. Go ahead and back it off. And then what I do is I take the nozzle end and fold it up around towards the long tail and tie it off like this. The reason I tie it like that is it gives me this little pocket. Then you trim off the excess. But this little sleeve here, now this nozzle can slip up into that, and the knot will hold it there, and you can double wrap it around there if you like. So that's our knot. And now we got this stuff hanging off here. If you're very careful, you can trim the extra off so it's not out there looking yucky. You gotta be careful not to trim the part you don't want to break. And there we go. There's our Christmas tree.